Hi, I'm Jerry Crockford, and I'm Managing Director at Crockford Carlisle. We're a marketing services firm here in Brisbane, and I guess we sit on the platform of helping our clients to do one of three things, or all three things, which is find more customers, get them to spend more money with them, and to do so more often. Well, how does Google decide which pages come up in search results? Well, in the organic search, it's a very complex algorithm that Google uses, and it's one of the world's deepest secrets. They give information about what they call best practice. There's a number of factors, but I guess there's 3 or 4 that would really stand out for most business owners to think about. One is that Google always wants to serve up what we call relevant results. If somebody's sitting down and wanting to find out the best diet for their adult Dalmatian dog, then Google doesn't want to serve up websites that have got how to train a cat. Okay, so that's the first thing, is relevance. And the next thing is they'll also be looking for content that's fresh. Again, they want people to be able to find the information that they want on Google, because that's Google's job. It's delivering eyeballs, if you like, to the screen. And for the average person, if they search for something and don't find what they're looking for, then they'll go Yahoo or Bing or somewhere else. So it's relevance, it's being fresh. They also want, in their guidelines, they talk about people having a good user experience. So, for example, their algorithm is very sophisticated now. It'll even look at how quickly a web page loads, because they don't want to be serving up websites that are slow to load. Their algorithm will even look for things like, is the text of a good contrast for the human eye to read? They don't want to serve up a website that's got light green text on a dark green background that people are going to struggle with. So there's a lot of factors, but what it comes down to is, if your focus is on giving your potential customers a good experience on your website, then you're probably going to keep Google happy as well. I keep saying Google's getting smarter. Well, Google is actually a bunch of computers, but Google has now become more and more sophisticated at analysing language and the way people think. So we now have what's called long tail search terms, and that is, people have become accustomed now to sitting down at the keyboard and going blah 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 and typing in whatever they want to know, and Google will figure it out. And it's really smart, because if you think what's going on behind the scenes. If I was to put in as a search term Corolla brakes, okay, now really, if you look at the bigger picture, Corolla is a very popular girl's name in Germany. It's also a bird, I believe. Brakes could be any number of things, and yet it's going to serve up details for Toyota, and figuring out that Corolla is probably a car, probably Toyota, parts, and so they'll serve up workshops and garages and so forth. It's very smart what happens in such a short period of time. And here's one more thing on this, is that increasingly long tail searches are the way to search. So you can be sitting there as a business owner thinking, great, I'm ranking at number 1 for childcare centre, when in actual fact your audience isn't even looking for that anymore. They're looking for, how do I find a good childcare centre? Where's a childcare centre that serves lunches? What kind of curriculum will they have at a childcare centre? And so on, that kind of information. And then the question always comes up, are there ways to trick Google? Well, no. Google is this huge, sophisticated monster with an army of programmers, and really it's a game of cops and robbers. You know, somebody invented the idea of having a basic lock on their home to keep it safe, and pretty soon burglars worked out how to get around that. So then the lock becomes more sophisticated and burglars get around that, and so it goes on. And Google is continually being, if you like, I guess one of the thorns in their side is business owners trying to trick Google and gain an advantage and get up near the top and so forth. So there's a gentleman called Matt Cutts, who is one of the Google spokesmen. He actually has some excellent videos you could look at on YouTube that he explains about their terms of use and so forth. And he's on the Google spam team. And it's interesting, at our office, the way we often have clients come to us and say, can we do this to trick Google, can we do that? And I say, look, if Matt Cutts was sitting in that chair over there listening to this conversation, he'd be going, no, don't do that, because we will find out. So playing the game, and playing it very well, by Google's rules, is always the best way to go. How do you cater to your audience's needs and cater to Google's needs? And my answer is, put your audience first, because Google, if you are giving relevant, useful information, if you are solving people's problems online, if you're giving them the answers that they're looking for, then Google's going to give you preference over sites that aren't doing that. So always thinking in terms of a good user experience. Is my site easy to navigate? Is it easy to find the information that they want quickly? Is there a course of action so people can progress from point A to point B? If you think those things through well and implement them well, then you're going to make everybody happy. You're going to make your audience happy, you'll make Google happy, and you'll make your bank balance happy.